Hey there. So I wanted to make a video every week, if possible, to just keep making videos as I work on my upcoming movie, um, Hallie Porter and the Door of the Room, and then Hallie Porter and the Wave of Width is coming out in 2024. I'm gonna start producing scenes. Recordings are all done, but for this week, I'm going to do a little something different. I'm going to do an analysis and musical breakdown of the new Beatles album, Now and Then. This is the cassette version. You can't, there we go. So yeah, my camera's goofy. But it's a real, these are going for like at least 50, 60, 70, or even $120 in some cases right now. I was able to score this one for 50 because there's a few cracks in the case. And I really think it's an excellent song, and I'd like to do a little breakdown of it because I think I don't know, in my opinion, I mean, everybody's got their own opinion, of course. And in the 90s, I remember when the other ones were coming out, the anthology ones, and George didn't want to do this, and he couldn't do it anyway because you couldn't split now they've got the MAL software, I guess. I mean, I kind of think that, it's not like Peter Jackson invented it, but they're using software to split the piano and vocals, and I'm going to be using similar software, I hope. Right now, for the Door of the Room, the surround sound mix is primitive enough in 2004 that I don't really need to do it. But when it comes to the other movie by 2004 and by In and Backstroke of the West, the mix was sophisticated enough that sometimes you'd have bleeding into the other channels a lot more in those mixes. And maybe that's not the reason, I'm not really sure, but I think it's because the 5.1 channel surround sound was really new in 2002. And that's why I should be able to break down, I mean, when I demux the channels, it was a lot easier, and I don't really need to do too much other than turning off the channel 3 vocals in order to get my mix. And anyway, what does this have to do with the Beatles? Well, I mean, now they're able to just separate the piano and vocal tracks by, and create a mix that you can actually use, which has John's vocals. So, and for some reason George didn't like the song, I guess, but once you took the bridge out, where he's talking about I don't want to lose you, oh no, where it's just, to me, sounds like he's sort of fumbling around for something there, and that he's got a like actual, like a real song going on the other parts. Some people say that they should not have lost the middle part, but there's really no way to do it. Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about using my guitar to help. So the song is in A minor, and it goes to E minor. It goes between those two. Which, I mean, in Beatles, I was thinking, like, what would be the song? Is it like I'll Come Back Again? Nah, it's not like that. But it has its own, it starts off in A minor, and then, and then it goes to the which so that's F, and because you were going da 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 da, it sounds like its own resolution point if you consider this to be a resolution point in the song, F. A, G, A, F, and then, but, suspended. That note is called an extended cadence, I think. So it doesn't. It's got a suspension in there at the end. It doesn't really resolve right away. If it would just went then it wouldn't have. So it's got an extended cadence. I like how Paul comes in on to love, to love you. So yeah, because John's vocal was flubbed a little bit in the tape, and so Paul comes in with that, and it really adds a sort of well, it adds his involvement, and it's such a Paul like thing to say, to love you. You know, he's always singing about love. So and it works so well because Paul has talked a lot about how his writing partner John, he'll never know anybody like him again. And in a way, John, whether he knew it or not, or realizes it or not. I mean, I know Yoko's the love of his life, and that when he met Yoko, the Beatles were days were numbered for sure. But musically, I think it's pretty obvious that in the '70s, John was kind of on his own musically. I mean, Yoko can caterwaul with the best of them, but she wasn't gonna be like a great. Although, I mean, I think, yeah, Double Fantasy may even make an argument there, but like the Yoko songs on Double Fantasy they're not like classics that we play today. I like some of the Yoko songs. They're good. And I have her Yoko Ono Oko band on tape. Anyway, it's not a real big deal. I'm curious about how she feels about this. So anyway, it goes now and then I miss you. Very John. Oh, no. What would that be? No. No. I want you to be there for me. What was it? Now and then I miss you. Now and then I want you to be there for me. It occurred to me, and I thought this might be the AI, that they use the AI, right? Now AI can not only split things, AI can actually compose things now, and this seems like something the AI could have composed, but it's not. But it's like another Beatles song, and it took me a little bit to figure this out. What was it? It was bugging me. It's like, now and then I miss you. Oh, now. I forgot how. Now and then I want you to be there for me. So it's got a now and then I miss you. Now and then I want you to be there for me. What Beatles song is that like? It's like 8 days a week. Let's see, 8 days a week. Ooh, I need your love, babe. Just you know it's true. My life, just like I need you. Hold me, love me, hold me, love me. Wait. Oh no, it's like the bridge. I'm sorry. 8 days a week, I love you. 8 days a week is not enough to shock it. 8 days a week is not enough. No, 8 days a week, I love you. 8 days a week is not enough to show I care. Now and then, I miss you. Now and then, I hope you'll be there for me, or whatever. It's got the same like phrasing. I don't know and I thought that the AI might have composed that part, but then I listened to the original. By the way, I think I've had the original Now and Then on like the piano version for quite a while. I want to say like I've got a Lennon box set from somewhere, I don't know, the Philippines or something, which has it. But it's not, sorry, my monitors went off. Light. My, that part is one of the Beatles references, and John just kind of, it's probably just in his head, you know, it probably just was something that was John-like. But it occurred to me that that was pretty interesting that it referenced this Beatles song. And then at the end, it's been pointed out that Wait, the song by Rock Rubber Soul. I've been alone. I've been to your side. We'll forget. It's been a long time. Mm-hmm. Oh, I don't know. It'd be like, I've been, oh. I don't know what the chords are. Whatever, sorry. But I've been alone. It's like the do 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 at the end where it goes into 3 for a minute. Anyway, it's been pointed out that it's like Wait as well. I think those are most of the points I wanted to make about this Now and Then song. Obviously, this video is not going to get any views or nobody cares, but I just wanted to be on record saying that I caught a little something that John did, and I don't know that it was even conscious about that. Yeah, and I'm always trying to think of like, is there anything else about that I could say about it? Well, you know, the production's pretty great, I think, in that, you know, they kept the orchestration very simple, obviously. It's just like plucked strings for Giles Martin. Ringo just kind of recorded at home, which is fine. He's like 80 years old. He doesn't need to go out and find Paul for recording the drums, but it's definitely Ringo on the drums. You can hear that. George, you can't, you know, whatever he did, I think there's a little bit of in the one of the guitars things that you kind of hear, but not really, because George didn't like the song, so he didn't really play much on it. In fact, George Martin didn't like the song, and he didn't want to do it, but they couldn't do it anyway. I think it's like a beautiful send-off for the Beatles. I think it's just, you know, the fact is a lot of music now is collaboration between computers and people. And they used it really well. They added, obviously, Paul can't sing like he did on, you know, Abbey Road with the Sun King or something. They like when they got the in the bridge and stuff. Like, you know, that was just lifted from, obviously, first, you know, best source possible from Abbey Road, you know. And I can't remember what else I think they lifted something from 66 too for part of it. It's called sampling, I guess, and they did that. I think it certainly creates a great summation of the Beatles' career, and something they can all be happy about and proud of. And I think it's wonderful that it went to #1. I mean, it's a simple song, but it also evokes this idea that John is, I don't know if it's true, of course, but this idea that John's like watching over them and misses them now and then. I think it all works, you know. I don't, and like when critics talk about like you should have left the bridge in or you should have, it's a boring song. I mean, whatever. What do you want? You know, it's like it's a song. And John certainly wasn't thinking that it would become this back in '77. You know, he just kind of wrote a song and that was that, and saved on the tape. He didn't. Obviously, it would have been ended up on Double Fantasy if he thought it was that great. But I think it's just appropriate. Like it's simple. It works as both a song in its own right that was arranged great by Paul McCartney, and as a final song, I guess, a final note of the Beatles' career, whatever that is, whatever that means these days, which is more machine now than man, to quote another great franchise. Anyway, this video's gone on for long enough. Bye.